right? Taking it off, now that's another story. Introducing Makeup Eraser, the quick, easy, and gentle way to erase your makeup in a snap. No chemicals, no waste. Find out why beauty bloggers around the world are raving about Makeup Eraser with over 1 million happy customers. You can buy Makeup Eraser online or at retailers. So, erase your makeup in a snap.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, of course, for attending this very important webcast that is recorded live right here at the epicenter of one of the fastest growing organizations in terms of beauty that this country has ever seen. And we're delighted, of course, to have you this fine evening, of course, because on a weekly basis, you know, it's funny, I leave exhausted because I leave these meetings week after week with this feeling like I could have done more, or I should have said more, or, you know, I always leave with this kind of, I don't know how to say it, like the job wasn't completed all the way. And I had some time this last couple of days to do some thinking because, well, I was on the road a little bit. And I really thought about the fact that on a weekly basis, I meet with this group of entrepreneurs, and we've been doing this now literally for almost 3 years. I've been meeting on a weekly basis, and every week I come to you, and every week I leave exhausted with the feeling as though I should have said more. I know there's no magic pill or no magic something I'm going to say, but today my goal is to leave it all right here on this modern white table that we have here. Either way, thank you everybody for joining us. And I want to thank some of our new distributors who have also joined us over the past week. I want to spotlight some of those new folks that have come in because I thoroughly enjoy, as you guys are well aware, because I've said this now week after week, I love reading the Mew Academy forums. If you're a new distributor and you've just joined our organization and you have not filled out the Mew Academy form, please go to mewacademy.com. That's MUE Academy.com and fill out that information because that comes directly to us and including myself. And I get a chance to read and find out about who's joining the organization. We do have obviously a nice batch of numbers of people coming in, and obviously we thoroughly enjoy that, but I never want to lose touch of who's coming in and why they're here and how hard they plan on working with this organization. So again, if you're new or if you're old, if you want to gently remind me about yourself, feel free to fill it out again. Fill it out every couple weeks or something. I don't know. Hey, listen, Mew color matching. I know that with the makeup, we've had some individuals recommend strongly that we develop a way in which we can help the customers match their skin tone with the proper makeup. So what we've done is we've created a group on our Facebook page only for distributors only. It's not for the customers as of yet anyways, but currently it is for distributors only. And what you can do is provide a series of questions. You provide the answers to those questions, and not only the group that is involved with the group, with the Facebook group, will participate in helping you color match that person. So this is a pretty cool experience. It may hopefully spin off into something a little bit more creative down the road, where we can engage the community of customers that purchase our makeup. We can engage them in such a way that they can get a professional experience. But for the time being, let's just stay with what it is. There's a list of questions that you can get answered by your customer. That customer, then you can provide us that information. I believe you can also include a screenshot of that person's skin tone, and people will be responding and helping you out, matching what makeup color tone that customer should purchase. So that's a really cool endeavor, and I hope that those of you that are going to be actively out there trying to match people's color, of course, that you participate in that. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Hold on now. Things get a little crazy around here. The Makeup Eraser colors and the schedule for the colors, just so everybody's aware, I know that we've released some samples of the new mini colors as the Sweet Dream set and the Melon set, and we do have a few new colors. We're anticipating those being available sometime in the summer. And of course, nothing will be available for the customers for some time. We wanted to get those out as samples to everybody as quickly as possible, but the new colors for Makeup Erasers, we're not expecting those to be available until sometime in the summer. So we appreciate everyone's patience with those. We have the Aqua color coming out. We have the Sweet Dreams set and the of course the Melon set, all of which are going to be available hopefully soon. The sooner the better, right? The sooner the better. The sooner the better. Cancun, of course, if you're not familiar, there is an incentive trip going on right now for those of you that want to take a vacation. And how wonderful a vacation is, isn't it? How wonderful it is to escape reality for a little while, to unplug, to get by the ocean and enjoy yourself briefly, right? Just for a moment in time, to take a step back and to enjoy yourself on the beach with the sun and with water. And, you know, that's one of those things that for me is such a big thing. I've always believed in the fact of providing those type of opportunities for people. And I'm not saying get away from work. No one really, I mean, if you really enjoy what you're doing, which all of us do, it's not about getting away from your work. It's about taking a little bit of time to take a breath and enjoy yourself, the fruits of your labor. And I want to talk about the fruits of your labor. This again, this plague I've had, right? This desire to leave it all for you. And again, I leave exhausted at the end of these meetings because I always feel like I could have said more to you. And I always feel like I could have given you more information or more ideas or concepts or something. I always try to remind you, of course, to set your goals. And I always give you the same regurgitated stuff that everybody always gives you, right? The same stuff that you can find thousands upon thousands of videos of. You can literally find people providing you with data about how to motivate yourself, how to excite yourself, all that good stuff. But there's just something about this company, and there's just something about the people involved with this company and the entrepreneurs that have decided to become involved with this company that's a little bit different. It feels like we're on the ground floor of something. It feels like we're a part of something bigger. If you go back in time, for instance, if you look at really big companies making headlines today, I'm not talking about MLM companies or direct sales companies. I'm talking about really big companies. Companies like Amazon, who are trading at $1,000 a share right now. Apple, which is about to be the first company to hit $1 trillion in market value. $1 trillion in market value. You realize how big that is? That's happening right now in today's world. You know, baseball players are swinging baseball bats and making millions of dollars. People are doing things every single day today that are making significant impact on our world and significant income. And this group of people that are here today, that are watching this, we've all pretty much decided that we want this company to do that. We want this company to make that type of impact. So then we have to determine how we're going to do that. Then we actually have to sit down and say to ourselves, okay, then how are we going to do that effectively? Because I would be willing to bet that the majority of you listening are not satisfied with your results, not just with this company, but period. If you look back, I'm not saying you regret the things that you've done. I'm saying that if you look back in your life, I bet you wish that you would have taken advantage of certain opportunities a little bit differently. And that's why we're all here, right? We're all here because we've decided that this organization, we want to make this organization go to the top. We want to push it to the top. It's going to become something bigger than what we've all anticipated. Well, how are we going to do that? How are you going to do that? Effectively, my responsibility with this organization, period, end of story, is to take the most important people in the company, which is you listening, and to get you to perform at an optimal level. Let me repeat what I just said. My sole responsibility above everything else. Everything else can be hired for. Everything else can be figured out. My 110% at the end of the day, what's my job is to make sure that the individuals that are watching this, the folks that this message is tailored to, are working at optimal speed, are the best, the hungriest, the strongest that they can possibly be. That is my job, plan on more so than anything else. And you know what's so frustrating? What's so frustrating is I know the only way for this to work and the only way for it to happen is literally every single day, waking up with a burning desire to make this company a billion-dollar company. Not just for you, not just for me, for everybody involved. But how do I give that to you? How do I give you that burning desire? Well, I said it at the convention, and I'll say it again continuously. There's certain things in life that you make a decision on that you decide you're going to back yourself into the corner, and you're not going to allow yourself not to succeed. I'll give you a great example of this. Many of you are mothers. A lot of you are mothers out there. And when you decided to have that child, you subconsciously, without knowing it or somewhat knowing it, you knew you were about to take on a responsibility that was going to be above anything else. You voluntarily subscribed to an idea, a concept of a life that you decided at that point in time that you were going to make sure that that child was healthy, survived, did all the things he needed to do or she needed to do. There's something different there, isn't it? There's something different with those type of decisions and the type of decision that you're making right now with this company in terms of your workload as far as how fast and how motivated you are with this company. There's something different there. And I'm not suggesting that you should, treat this. I'm not saying this company is as important as your children. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that decision that you made at that point in time, that decision to voluntarily make sure that something happens, it's different. It's different. I'll give you another example. When you decided this morning to do something as simple as drinking that first cup of coffee, it wasn't like you had to think about it. You just did it. It was a guaranteed thing that you were going to get that cup of coffee this morning. Nothing was going to stop you. Nothing could have stopped you, right? It was there. Everything was lined up easily. You walked downstairs, there it was. Your coffee maker was right there. Some of you even said it the night before. It was ready to go. It was done. There's something about that decision in comparison to the decision that you've made to say, I'm going to make my business a 6-figure business. I'm going to make my business a 7-figure business. There's something different, because if it weren't different, then you would already be there, or you would be heading there faster. And I'm not coming down on you. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to motivate. I'm trying to get you to a point in your life where you've made the same type of decision with making a 6-figure income or a 7-figure income with this company. I want to push you to that same place in your mind where you've decided, okay, I'm done. I'm going to make that decision, and that's what I'm going to do. And when you're finally there and you finally have decided, you said, you know what, Daniel? Okay, all right, I'm done. You're right. We're going to take this company to the top. We're going to eat the elephant one bite at a time. That's what we're going to do together. You've sat down and you've decided that's what you're going to do with me. When you finally made that decision, now I want you to think about this. How are you going to do it? How are you going to make sure this happens? Well, as I mentioned to you, it's a day-by-day consistency burning desire. But let's break this down into numbers briefly here. I decided to do the math for you. A lot of times when I do, goal setting or those type of things, I don't go this far of saying, I'm going to help you out by just setting the goals for you. But today, I'm going to do a little bit differently. I'm going to actually give you what you need to do. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, starting right now. Not starting tomorrow morning, starting right now, as soon as you get off this webcast. Every single hour that you're on to working, you've got to talk to 4 new people every single hour. Every single hour that you're working, you've got to talk to 4 new people. What does talking to 4 new people mean? Talking to 4 new people means you've got to create 4 new customers for yourself every single hour moving forward, period, end of story. You say, well, Daniel, that's crazy. 4 new people. That's right. You've got to find a way to reach out to 4 new people every single hour from this point forward. I'm not going to complicate you with telling you why or what the end goal is. I'm just going to tell you, that's the correct math. That's the math right there if you want to make it work for yourself. Now, again, I have a responsibility, a legal responsibility, where I can't tell you you're going to guaranteed money results. In this society that we live in today, I can't even tell you. Who knows what I can say and what I can't say. What I'm going to tell you, though, is that from this point forward, if you're serious and you've decided to back yourself into that corner, that mental corner that I'm talking about, every single one of you distributors out there that are listening to this, starting right now, you've got to decide, I'm going to talk to 4 new people every single hour, every single time that I'm working, all day, every day that I'm working. And that's what I'm going to do. I've done the math for you. I decided to go one step further. You're welcome. You're welcome. I've done that for you. So let's do this. Let's do this now. Let's stop playing games. Let's make a decision that we're going to do it now. Let's stop talking about it. Let's stop acting like it's going to get there. Let's stop thinking that someone else is going to do it for us. Let's stop making excuses of why it can't happen or anything else. Trust me, I have the ability and the resources to do whatever we need to do as an organization to keep up with you. It's our time now, you and me together, to make a decision and say, we are going to go after 4 new people, new customers every single hour. Period. I'm always looking for ways to engage with new people, make contacts. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, how many contacts do you have? My database is now, I don't even know how big my databases are. Honestly, because I've got them fragmented. I've got different email systems for different companies, and I've got different things going on. I have no clue at this point. Because all I really care about is this group of women that are out there. There's a reason that I am so concerned about your livelihood. I don't know what it is, but there's a reason I'm so concerned about your livelihood. And all those database, I don't care. I just focus on this database. I just want to constantly talk to you, constantly cheerlead you. I want to constantly stand on the sidelines and get you excited to go after it. But today is a little bit different. You've got to make a decision. You've got to do it now. So how are you going to do it? Like I told you, I'm always looking to build my database. So one of the things I always did personally, I'll give a plug, of course, to nextdoor.com. It's a great example. There's a new social media platform out there that's growing very quickly in popularity. Plug into nextdoor.com, engage with your neighbors. It's free. You jump on, you talk to your neighbors, you say, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Get on Craigslist, get on Backpage, get on Reddit. Get on every internet site you possibly can. And I would spend probably an hour a day minimum trying to find I would try to fill up those. If my job is 4 times 10, I'm going to work 10 hours a day. So I got to get 40 people a day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit 40 people an hour. I'm going to blow that number out of the water. Some of you are going to be overachievers. You're going to say, no. I'm not going to do 4 an hour. I want to do 40 an hour. I want to do 50 an hour. But the new minimum status quo is 4 an hour. New customers every single day. I don't know what it is. It's like I told you guys. I've told some of you guys this story, but I'll tell you why a little bit. Maybe I'll just repeat this story really quickly. I remember this industry, this direct sales industry. I remember it because at certain points in my life, I remember observing it from an outsider in business. Okay, I remember watching the business and thinking to myself, man, it's such a smart business model, but it's such a, the way that it's been done is so bad, it's so poor, right? Because you watch these people move from company to company to company, back and forth all the time. Like, some of you are guilty for it. It's not, I'm not blaming you. It's a product of this industry, because this industry has never had a company that has decided really not to be in it. Just obviously profits is important, but I'm talking about literally changing people, changing the atmosphere, changing the industry. That's what we're trying to do here. But I remember in my life, watching this industry from an outsider. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Some of you have never been in the industry before, the direct sales industry. You watch it, you see the next new company come up, someone approaches you on it, a friend or family member comes to you on this new, innovative, multi-level marketing company. You look at it and you think to yourself, my gosh, that's a cool company and it's a cool concept, right? But man, it's not for me, right? But man, these guys, It's just another one of those ups and downs, you know? Well, I remember when I was first starting out at 19 years old, and I remember leaving every single day from my apartment, and I recall this vision, and I can't get it out of my head, but it was this young woman who I had recently married who didn't have to work. I was making enough income for us to survive and for us to do whatever, but she had to work. She wanted to work. She wanted to provide an income for our young family. And I'm not trying to talk about, I'm talking about why there's something special about this company and why it's so important to me. Because I'd be willing to bet that every single one of you fit into that role to some capacity. You really want to help your family. You really want to be involved with something that can provide an income for some assistance. Maybe it's $1,000 extra a month, or $500 extra a month, or maybe it's 10,000. Maybe it's 100,000. Who knows? But the fact is I'd be willing to bet that same type of spirit that I looked at 19 years old from a young girl who just had to go to work, who had to, is the same spirit that lives in every single person that's watching this. And that's why I can't help but to come to you on a weekly basis and say to you and try to shake you and come out of that screen and say to you, please, please, let's do this right now. Because if you're going to have that spirit of wanting to provide for your family and bring in more income for your family to help your family out, if you're already going to spend that time doing it, right? So if you're already going to do that and nothing's going to stop you, no husband, no boyfriend, no girlfriend, no whatever is going to stop you, then you might as well right now decide that you're going to go all the way to the top. Stop screwing around. Let's go. You don't need any more motivation. What you need to do is every single hour get a minimum of 4 people, new customers every single hour. And you tell me that's impossible? Trust me, it is not impossible. It's not even, as a matter of fact, it is so low, it is so obtainable that it's scary. Make a decision that you're going to go to MewLeader.com and you're going to join us in Cancun. Have fun with this thing. You finally are involved with an opportunity with a company that has the type of products that you know are needed in the marketplace. You finally have a common sense leadership involved with your company who's going to make sure this thing goes to the top. That's what you finally have in front of you. Don't waste it. You can tell I've been on a car ride, right? Because I've been stewing, man. I've just been like, man, That's enough. That's enough. I'm going to open this thing up for questions, comments, or concerns. Feel free to scream, yell, or ask any polite questions that you feel free. Feel free. You know. And we need 100,000 people on these live calls. So somebody said to me, they're like, man, why don't you have 100,000 people on these things? I said, that's why I put them on YouTube, so it can handle it. They're like, how many people do you think you can get? I said, I think we can get 100,000 people on these live calls. They said, what? I said, yes. I said, that's why I put a unicorn in the back, and that's why I put an elephant in the back to show. I'm serious. We're gonna let's get 100,000 people. Let's get 1 million people on the call. That's why I'm on YouTube, because YouTube can support it. Hold on. Questions, comments, or concerns, feel free. I'm trying to get there. Yeah, I did the work for you. That's what I'm trying to say. You say, well, Daniel, I don't know. How do you know what my goals are? How do you know what I want to do? And I'm saying to you that, trust me, it's not a matter of knowing what you want. It's a matter of knowing that based off of the amount of income that you want to obtain, I know that in all likelihood that prediction of making 4 new contacts in 1 hour, every hour, 4 new customers, I'm telling you, new customers, that it will get you probably close to where you want to be. And I'm just guessing. So I could be wrong, but I don't know of a time where I don't know being wrong. I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, the good call. When are the new products launching? I believe everything's on schedule to launch correctly. Today is what, the 16th, so I think everything is launching. What is it, tomorrow for customers? Yowzers, is that right? So I know that. Listen, everything's on track. So I know a lot of the SKUs will be turned on to customers here relatively soon. So let me, whatever that schedule is. Hold on now. Do you know how many distributors and how many retailers are with Makeup Eraser? We have since the beginning of this company, so for 3 years now, between brand affiliates or free affiliates, what they used to be called, and distributors, we've had about 7,000 entrepreneurs sign up nationwide. Of the 7,000 that have signed up, I would guesstimate that approximately active distributors is, obviously much smaller than 7,000. Say the group of active distributors, truly active. Well, you can kind of get a gauge because I'd say it's in the range of probably, close to 1,000 people are actively engaged with the company. As far as resellers, that list is about, I would say, in the proximity of about 2,500 nationwide. I'm sorry, globally. So in terms of how many retailers are available, that's a great example of that 4 customers an hour. Do you know how many retailers are probably in your area, small mom and pop retailers that have no idea what the Makeup Eraser is? You heard from Juanita Eckert. Juanita Eckert, great example of someone that gets that. She understands the severity of what we have to offer. Tracy Hill and Lexi were at a meeting with a regional reseller. They've got 40 locations, and that sounds big, but in the grand schemes of retail in the United States, that's a drop in the bucket. It's not even a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. But 40 locations this one retailer has, and I think they just picked up Soapy Bliss, they picked up Cellucup, they picked up all this stuff. Our manufacturers right now, this is how I know how big this company is going to be. Our manufacturers right now literally are having active meetings with me pretty much on a weekly basis, saying, what can we do? What's going on? Everybody's kind of watching this little organization. Why are they watching this little company? Why are they watching this little thing? Because they know they've seen it before. They've seen when a company blows up, an independent brand like Mew Lifestyle, when it goes from 0 to 60. Because right now we have so much runway left, it's not even funny. Okay. Yeah, we just found out that the emails are broken. So the system is now sending the emails when the new customer comes in. You should be getting the text still. So we are working with the programming to find out what the error code is or what the error problem is there with the emails. So we are aware of that scenario, and I will get an update for you guys as quickly as possible. What a great name to see back on the feed, Letitia Smay. Letitia, how wonderful it is to see you here. Thank you, of course, for attending. There's a great example, Letitia Smay, of a business owner that totally gets it. She understands what it's like to be a business owner out there literally every single day. She's a great example of that spirit that I'm talking about. We're trying to release, I believe, yes, everything's still on schedule to be launched tomorrow to the customers. Is there a PDF file for the catalog? Working on it quickly. The current catalogs that are left, there's a small number of catalogs left without the new product. So we obviously, we have the new catalogs that we're working to get done as quickly as possible. Let's see here. Yeah, there actually is wonderful training documents that were put together kindly by Juanita Eckert, and I would strongly recommend to get those documents in your hands. They are available, I believe, in the resource tab in the back office. But if you can't find them, or if you just want someone to email them to you, just reach out, because Juanita put together a phenomenal training document for approaching retailers. Do we have any promotions going for customers? Someone's calling me. Do we have any promotions going for customers? As of right now, yours truly is a little bit behind on the promos. If you notice, I told you guys, oh boy, I'm not going to even bring it up. Just forget I even brought it up. No, there's actually, I'll tell you this, with the customer promotions, that was one of the things that we really wanted to see how it played out, is this shipping over a certain dollar amount to have free shipping, because we wanted to really play with that, because it was a big request for a long period of time. So it's hard, because when you institute something permanently like the free shipping, you have to see what's going to happen over a period of time to determine what you can do for your promo schedule. Believe it or not, there's a lot more budgeting and math that goes on behind the scenes with determining when things are done and how they're done. The free shipping kind of stalled us a little bit to roll out different promotions, because I kind of need to see what the math is going to look like with the free shipping over $100. Yes, that's correct. Midsummer for the new minis and those things. Okay. Are you aware that only some images on certain browsers don't show up only really on Google Chrome? No, I'm not. Those are definitely things that you need to please make me aware of, or make someone aware of, so we can consistently improve the new system. The new system is going to take, obviously it's a platform that we can now truly grow with. But there's going to be errors for the next, I would imagine. There's always going to be errors. So it's just a matter of getting reporting quickly, letting us know as quickly as possible, so we can try to fix it as quickly as possible. When are we getting a new retailer price sheet? I believe the new retailer price sheet, I just saw a final version of one. I'm not sure if it's been released yet, but I know there's one floating around that should be ready to be released. So be prepared. I'm sure there's going to be an email coming out to everybody with the new sell sheet, the new informational sheets, all that stuff to kind of launch for the customers tomorrow. So be watching in your email inbox and your text message. We'll send a text message out to everybody, and we'll put a message, obviously, on Facebook and everywhere else. There is a promo website, but it's not updated right now because it actually is updated by me. I'm personally responsible for updating mewpromo.com. And I told you guys it was for me. I built it. Of course, I shared it with you guys, but it's tough because I also want to know about all the promos that are going on, because I know some of them and I can't keep track of them a lot of times. So is that scary? I know. It's not, though. You have to understand that there's other people involved. But anyways, I tell you all this because I have done a terrible job of updating mewpromo.com. It's mewpromo.com. I've been having issues with tracking numbers, and orders have been taking up to 3 weeks to receive. Yeah, I if you're ever experiencing that length of time, please let us know. The tracking numbers, like I said, from a shipping perspective, we did have a scenario with, again, with the new system, those things should be solved at this point. But there shouldn't be any real serious hiccups of that nature or that magnitude. So please let us know immediately upon any type of situation like that, so we can try to remedy it as quickly as possible. But no, I've as far as expanding our shipping department, yeah, it's one of the major reasons why we want control of our shipping department. It's one of the harder things to handle as a company. That's why most companies outsource their shipping. But let me tell you something: when you do that, you think you have issues with us internally. I'll tell you what: if you've been involved with any other company, our nightmares are baby nightmares in comparison to some of the stories that you can run into with companies that rely on third parties for those services. Just trust me on that. But regardless, there's no excuse. We want to make sure your customers get the product as quickly as possible. We want to make sure you get the product as quickly as possible. I got an email back from someone. We had just a bottleneck after the convention, and after everybody left the sample sale, literally, I mean, you gals out there, and listen, this is a serious group of distributors. You guys break us and continuously make us get stronger and stronger, which we're very obviously appreciative of. But you have to sometimes understand the gravity of the situation. After convention, literally, like, we were like, oh wow, that was pretty big in terms of the amount of orders. So yes, we are getting better there. No excuses. No one has asked. Andrea, it's a great question. The programming for the points on Cancun we're working as quickly as possible on those. Do not be alarmed. They are obviously being tracked from May 1st. And I've said this now every single week since we've launched the program, and you're gonna be annoyed with hearing me say it. But I will tell you that the ones that are out there right now paying particular attention to their points are the ones that will make it into the top 50 of this organization. It's always the same thing. There's usually a handful of people that sneak in the fourth quarter, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I'm telling you, there's just too many people pushing hard. So if you're one of those people that wait until the last month to really push it because you think you're going to get by, I'm warning you that this year I don't think that's going to happen. People are actively pushing now. As far as you being able to keep track of your points independently, I know that's challenging to do. Don't worry about it. They are working on the programming for it, so it will be available soon. I know that it's top on the list of programming. So I don't want to give you, so in a roundabout way, I can't give you an answer of when that stinking point system is going to be able to be seen in your back office, because I just don't know yet. And I don't want to give you a date or approximate date, because guess what will happen? I'll tell you tomorrow or the next day, and then it won't happen for another week or two. And then or I'll tell you a week or two and it'll happen tomorrow. Or it may take another month. I don't know. I try not to give any more approximate time frames, because I've gotten too much egg on my face when I've done that. Yeah, the order forms are also going to be, I'll make sure that those order forms are released tomorrow as well. I know. Tell me about it. Who's going to be number one? I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. And I'm not going to tell you guys who's in the lead, because there is a way for me to see. I can kind of approximate. But I will tell you guys, in the past, 1,000 points is kind of that new bench. I want to smash that record. I want number one this year to have like 10,000 points. And I ordered that Wednesday or Thursday. It's the new software. In combination with the fact that we switched over to FedEx, we're working through some of those shipping situations. So when you guys give us that feedback, it's so important. Don't be afraid to send in feedback. because that feedback is critical for us to figure out what's working, what's not working in certain areas in the country, etc. So feel free to always send us that communication via email, preferably to either customer service or to someone in customer service, please. Yeah, we have a request here about providing a similar type of swag bag availability for customers. And I will tell you, because of the popularity of that might be something similar that happens in the near future. Who is this? Crazy Mom of 5. Okay, who is Crazy Mom of 5? What she just said right there is very smart, because I will tell you this. That was one of the things that we seen as well. And I'm glad that she brought that up. Also, I have a question. It's acceptable to share other distributors' pictures, graphics, etc. with their permission, or do we have to use only stock and corporate photos? We can only recommend that, of course, you use corporate material, because distributors, unfortunately, we don't know if they're using stuff that's been purchased correctly or what they're doing. I will tell you that if you have a distributor that produced something independently and you feel comfortable using it and you have their permission, then it's probably okay, because obviously we have some pretty intelligent distributors that know not to use, like, you know, a Nike symbol on their ad. You know what I mean? Come on. I know. So we had one time. I'm not gonna. Never mind. It's okay. Just make it to Cancun. We'll do something better in Cancun. We always try to make the conventions better and better. This better be the last year at the in Phoenix. You guys, we better break out of Phoenix here. Break me out of Phoenix. I love Phoenix. I live here for a reason, but I want to do our convention somewhere else. But it all depends on numbers, you know? So I'm begging you guys just to go out there and crush it, please. Have you guys had enough of me yet this evening? Have you guys had enough? Let me give you guys some dates and some reminders for those of you that are pushing hard. Let me pull up some dates for you guys. Bear with me now. Here it comes. For those of you that are going to make it to Cancun, you're going to make it. Cancun is the 24th through the 28th of October. Feel free to write those dates down. For those of you that are going to make it to Leadership, a competition that hasn't even been rolled out yet, the dates on that are January 17th to 19th. For those of you that are going to make it to next year's convention, or are going to go to next year's convention, those dates are April 4th through April 7th, 2018. I'm going to give you those dates early, because you guys have made a decision today to get 4 new customers every single hour, bare minimum, and you've decided that we're going to take this company to the next level. With that being said, everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys very, very much. And we will see you back, of course, next Tuesday for another fine... I'll make sure I not miss anything. We'll see you guys back next Tuesday, same time, same place. Of course, live right here in Phoenix. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.